1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost a weekend and you don't know what to do. Or you just need something fun to listen to.
Southside Pod!
Yes, we're on the air.
Pod.
And the gang's all here, all things on the South Side. We're listening to the Southside Pod. Looking for the best Southside breweries. Or you might just need an awesome place to eat.
Southside Pod!
Mount Greenwood, Evergreen,
Southside Pod.
Blue Island, Beverly, Palos, and Alsip too. You're tuned into the Southside Pod.
Southside Pod!
Oakland, Midlothian,
Southside Pod.
Oak Forest, Chicago Ridge, Flossmoor, and Bridgeview. You're listening to Southside Pod.
30 minutes of good and a world of dumb returns after a week off last week for Christmas, and it comes in the nick of time because somehow, since we last talked to you, the world seems to have gotten even dumber. This is Southside Pod, brought to you by Elite Benefits of America. Butch Seymour at Elite Benefits of America wants to lower the cost of health insurance for your company and for your employees. Small or mid-sized companies, reach out to him now. Next year's open enrollment process will be much better for you. It'll make your business the employer of choice. Learn more at elitebenefits.net or call Butch today at 708-535-3006. So January is our 1-year anniversary of Southside Pod.
Woo! Woo! Yeah.
And I think any time that you can start a podcast and look back at it and say, it's going up 20, 30% every month, and it's growing, and it's getting bigger, and I can look at it compared to the other shows on the network that we have, like the EP podcast, which has been around for 4 years, or Socks in the Basement, where I just got a notification from somebody who offered me $250 to just read a 30-second ad once, because it's in the top 1% of podcasts worldwide. And I can look at those shows in their first year, and Southside Pod stacks up against it. So I feel like this show is going to continue to grow, and it's awesome because people are spreading the word. But we have to think of things we want to do in a new year to make the show bigger. How do we get more people to discover 30 minutes of good that is the Southside Pod? And I think that's something I need to work on. I don't know if it's giveaways.
Everybody likes free stuff.
People love free stuff, right?
They really love free stuff.
Nice free stuff.
But we need free stuff that makes them want to listen. Like maybe we need a contest. Like here's some things that I tried, and you tell me if you'd like to tweak it or if we should just try it with Southside Pod. So with the EP podcast, we did car magnets when we were trying to get the word out.
I remember that.
And the thing was, then we would give away $50 to $100 either as a gift from a restaurant or just cash. And you had to have the thing on the back of your car.
Okay.
Then people were driving around with the thing on the back of their car. They were also listening to find out what we were giving away. And then people would see these things on the back of the cars while they're driving their car.
What is that thing?
What the hell is that? I got to start. You see what I'm saying? Like that became like a thing. With Socks in the Basement, it was a little different. I basically went to Sox Fest and distributed like 500 hats in Sox Fest. And like one of the White Sox players at the time, Daniel Palka, wore it on television.
Yes.
We kind of like took over Sox Fest a few years back and kind of like got the thing going. But I'm just trying to think like for Southside Pod, we have a much bigger area than the EP podcast. So I'm trying to figure that out.
I have a couple ideas.
Yeah. Oh God, this is great. Look at it. He got himself situated at the end of the bar. He was like, hold on. I've had some thoughts on it. Chris, funny you should mention this. I have a notebook full of ideas.
Okay, get comfortable.
Right.
Get comfortable.
I'm gonna take a sip of my bourbon.
First one I think is doable. Second one, it's going to take some work. And this is all,
Second one, we have to kidnap a major motion picture star. Okay.
Again.
But we get behind like a charity that we, maybe at the Southside based or whatever like that, but get behind a charity.
Right.
And start collecting for them. With our sponsors, everything like that. But then we can have some kind of maybe like a benefit. We could do it like at a Bourbon Street or something, or another like Southside venue.
Right.
Have like a whole benefit where we get a band playing, something like that. We can be live broadcast from it. Get people there, gift baskets, things like that, and we can do it for a good cause. People like to give back to their community.
That's a really good idea, Bill.
People like that. It's a good idea.
Second thing is maybe, along the same lines, but take the charity out of it. Is let's do something with like a Southside.
Maybe just F them kids.
Like a Southside.
Let's just do it for us.
Like a Southside Palooza. Get local bands.
I've been thinking about this a lot.
Local bands.
Yeah.
Or not so much a battle of the bands because they don't want,
No, I want local.
By the way,
too.
bands hate battle of the bands. We just want to play.
Nobody wants the
Local
band.
We just want to play.
You
we
hate
get
it
a
'cause you
venue and
lose.
get like 4 or 5, well-known kind of local bands and have a day of it, have a night of it.
Yeah, we could do a venue for that.
Right?
I know a few venues already.
We'd be the headliners, you and me, right? We'd be
we'd be open.
No, you guys would run out there.
We would open.
You guys run out and do
open.
songs in between. Like what you do the thing where you bring out the 2 stools and the 1 live mic while they reset up for the next band and you guys do your riff and stuff like that. And we could, that'd be kind of fun.
Take suggestions from the crowd, make a song up on the spot.
There we go.
Get a couple breweries involved in the whole thing, like a couple of craft breweries.
Somebody's
we
writing
can
this
get
down.
on there.
Oh, wait, we're recording it. That's right.
Somebody's stealing this right now.
Of course.
There's a guy right now who's like, well, I'm starting a podcast and I'm going to do that before those guys could do it. Like, that's what's happening. Okay. But I like that. Those are 2 solid ideas.
Southside Podlooza.
Podlooza. Maybe we got to get away from the loser.
Because you sound like a loser.
One more of a winner. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. The ratings points just went up 2 points on that joke. Wow. It is now time for your Southside Pod Word on the Street, brought to you by Leaveforth Law. Larry Leaveforth, a close personal friend of mine, has been practicing law on the South Side for decades. A former president of the Southwest Bar Association. He handles big personal injury lawsuits, criminal defense, real estate, probate, and corporate law. Justice, equality, trust, it's all at Leaveforth Law. Give Larry a call, 708-499-6300, or visit leaveforthlaw.com. Well, we're back where we were a year ago. The mayor of Chicago makes a rule. Cook County jumps in on it because Preckwinkle just follows whatever she says, and then all the suburban mayors start saying no. Seriously, it's like deja vu. This time around, you have to have a vaccine card when you walk into all kinds of places if you're 5 years old or older. And if you're over 16, you have to have a driver's license. Good luck, 16-year-olds, when you've turned 16, but you have to wait for the license because the DMV isn't operating properly. You're pretty much staying home till you're 20. Meanwhile, Tinley Park, Orland Park, Burr Ridge, a couple of other suburbs on the south side already have made it clear they're not enforcing the vaccine card. Then you have the suburbs that aren't going to say anything, but we all know they're not doing it either. I think last time this happened, half the Paloses did it, half the Paloses didn't. We all know how this works. Some people will go to places that do vaccine cards, and some people will find the places that don't do it. And the wheel keeps spinning, and my head keeps hurting. Meanwhile, Marist High School debuted their brand new Red Hawk Ice Rink on Wednesday. It is an all-new outdoor rink open to the public. You can check it out January 3rd through the 10th daily from 6 to 8 p.m. weather permitting. Admission is $5. Skate rental available for another $5. In Orland Park, a stolen car was driven into a pond. The driver obviously never played Grand Theft Auto, huh? Tuesday afternoon, a stolen vehicle that was taken at about 3 p.m. crashed into a retention pond in Orland. The vehicle did make it all the way from Bloomington. The current belief is the driver ditched the car, took another one. So then again, probably played Grand Theft Auto a lot. There is still time to get in on the Catchers Boot Camp and Pauly Girl Fast Pitch clinics currently being held in Alsip at Bullpen Sports, 5012 West 123rd Street. It's all brought to you by Grinders Training Academy. If you want more information, Grinders Academy, that's Grinders with a Z Academy.com, or send a text off for these January clinics, 773-569-7487.
So, Chris, did you see Bill's most recent social media rant about things?
No, I don't follow social media anymore.
Well, do you follow
I told
Bill?
you this. I did that. No, I told
Not
you
even
guys
Bill?
I did. No, I don't even. I don't follow anybody.
Well,
and I know it aggravates people that I don't. But what I did is
Doesn't bother
I
me.
unfollowed everyone.
No,
I'm still their friend.
Yeah.
I could send them messages through Facebook. You could tag me and stuff
Right.
when we're hanging out. I'll be like, cool. I was with you. You want to show the world we were hanging out? Awesome. But I'm off it otherwise. I'm just using it for the podcast now, man.
Well, can we talk about Bill's list of things that aren't Christmas?
Oh, you did a list of things that aren't Christmas?
A short list.
Should I bring this up, or do you have this memorized, or do you have it in
No,
front of you?
I have it in front of me. So, and
Bill's list of things that aren't Christmas.
yes. All right. So,
I can't wait.
Bill, do you want to read it to us and let us know?
Oh, that's fine if you want me to.
Yeah, I can read it too, but
Why
I
don't
do
you
want
read
to
it?
do a Bill.
Why don't
you
you?
read
He's
it.
working on something
Okay,
right now.
so
over there.
here's Bill's old man rant about things that aren't Christmas.
Things that are not Christmas according
Things
to Bill.
that are not Christmas according to Bill. That Charlie Brown piano song. Now, I'm not sure which one he means. Do you mean like Linus and Lucy is the name of the song? Yeah, the Charlie Brown thing.
Okay, you're the only one on the planet Earth that knows the name of the song.
Now listen. What I would say is, shouldn't be played on a Christmas music channel
You're right,
like 93.9 The Light when it comes on.
It has nothing to do with Christmas.
When it comes on at 93.9 The Light, I go, why? On the other hand, when I hear it, it reminds me of the Charlie Brown Christmas special.
But because it's been played on 93.9.
I understand. I don't know why they play it on 93.9.
Thanks,
I agree with you.
Okay. That was the first one.
Now, if you wanted to
give my reasoning?
Now, listen.
No,
listen. During, if I were on the radio, live radio, and I was running a bed behind me,
right,
during Christmas, I might throw that in as a background bed, just as a wink, wink, nod, nod. It's like, the whole thing like Christmas Charlie Brown.
Well,
but
you
no,
should play
I would
like
never play
Christmas
it as
time is here. Then
I would never play it as a Christmas song.
Here's Bill's point. It's a song in a Christmas movie, but by itself, it's just a mildly entertaining song that young band geeks learn because it sounds more complicated than it is to play.
All right. I'm with you.
That's okay.
Personal experience.
No, I could play it on my saxophone back when I was in high school.
It's impressive when you play it on piano.
I've actually never learned how to play that on piano. So, but the Christmas song one I have. The Christmas time is here.
Christmas time.
So his next one, Chris, and this is gonna make some listeners angry.
Gonna ruffle some feathers.
This one is he's Die Hard.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
It takes place during Christmas.
Okay.
That doesn't mean it's a Christmas. So here's Bill's point. It's a movie set around Christmas, not a Christmas movie. By this account, you must also count Gremlins.
I do.
Batman Returns.
I do.
Eyes Wide Shut.
No.
Iron Man 3.
No.
Steel Magnolias.
No.
The Sound of Music.
No.
Babe. And Rocky 4.
Rocky 4 is a Christmas movie,
My
I
kids
believe.
think Rocky 4 is a Christmas movie.
Listen, do you count It's a Wonderful Life as a Christmas movie?
Yeah, because it's about the Christmas spirit.
No.
Yes, it is.
It just
Merry Christmas, Emporium. Merry Christmas,
That's the end of the movie.
Merry
It's
Christmas,
only Christmas. No, hold on a second. It's only
he has
Christmas.
to reevaluate his life because it's around Christmas time.
It's only Christmas.
Oh my God.
For like 20% of that movie. Otherwise, it's a big giant flashback and it has nothing to do with Christmas. Okay? He just has his
Every
crisis
time a bell
of faith.
rings, an angel gets his wings.
He
Put
just
it on the Christmas tree.
Has his crisis of faith on Christmas Eve, but the majority of the movie is about his life and has nothing to do with Christmas. If Die Hard, which is set during Christmas, in which Christmas trees explode, is not a Christmas movie,
Not a Christmas movie.
Came out
then
in
neither
June.
is It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, it came out in June.
Neither is It's a Wonderful Life.
I think Die Hard has become a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It didn't start off
Because
as a
of some
Christmas
stupid
movie.
hipsters.
Yes,
No,
I blame
no,
the hipsters.
I think you're wrong on that one. What's the next one?
Kris Kringle markets.
This is more of a personal vendetta. When people call it, I'm going to go to the Kris Kringle market.
This is more of a personal
First of all, I don't know
vendetta.
I've never heard of
Like
one called.
Naperville calls it the Kris Kringle
yeah,
market.
So give me the reasoning.
Stop. Just stop.
That's all he wrote.
Kris Kringle Mart is a Christmas market that is held annually in Nuremberg, Germany. Kris Kringle Market is not a real thing. It's an American bastardization of the real thing. It doesn't surprise me coming from the country that turned the croissant into the croissantwich. Which I laughed really hard at that. So thank
I
you
like
for
that one. We're back on track.
Okay.
I was with you on number 1. I'm with you on number 3.
Okay.
All right.
So number 4. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Like the song?
The song.
Yeah. When
Well,
they
the
play
Grinch-
it like on, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Well, I mean, the Grinch is a Christmas character. He never
But the
exists
song
outside
is not
of
a Christmas song, and Mike will read it through my eyes.
Okay, go
Again,
ahead.
part of a Christmas movie, but the song is nothing more than the original voice of Tony the Tiger, true story,
That is true.
using increasingly creative put-downs, metaphors, similes, and offhand comments to describe the Grinch. It's not a Christmas song. It's a diss track.
That's all he does. 2 minutes and 58 seconds of telling him what's an a-hole the Grinch is. Nowhere in it does it say anything about Christmas.
All right, I'll give you that one. It's not a Christmas song.
Now, I
Not a
just
Christmas song, I
want
got
to
it.
let everybody know, Bill didn't leave everybody down.
Right.
He did end it with Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass, kiss his ass, kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.
Many hot dogs on my plate. Many hot dogs on my plate. Many, many hot dogs on my plate. And hot dogs is a metaphor for the so many things. And the plate is a metaphor for my life. Many things, many things, many things, many, 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 many things in my life. are like hot dogs on a plate, just sitting there, ready to make me fatter. Ketchup and mustard and other dipping sauces ready to tempt me. Why do you tempt me? Many, many hot dogs. Many, 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 many hot dogs on my plate. Cocktail wieners. Cocktail. No, they're mini tail wieners. They're not big at all. And that's when I realize my problems aren't either. Don't sweat the small stuff. My penis is big enough.
I have a confession to make. It's true, and I'm guessing you have done the same thing. Put more time into thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for your retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree with you, and I want to help you out. I've got a local, experienced, down-to-earth guy who's a friend of this show. He's got a get-to-know-you approach and do the right thing values, and he's been around for over 20 years right here on the South Side. His name is Tom Walsh. He's located on the corner of 111th and Kedzie, and he's waiting for your call. In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call someone who's invested in your success. Reach out to Tom now, 773-779-0023, or pop in at the office right on 111th and Kedzie. Tell him we sent you. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC. So as 2021 comes to an end, you are tempted to do an entire show of all your best moments, all the things that we did this past year. And instead of doing that, I just wanted to do one moment. Like the one thing that I personally just enjoyed the most. Not to put down any other place that we went to, but I think I love this moment. From back in April on Southside Pod, we're only a couple of months old, and we all got to go to a place together. That's only happened once because of the schedules of the guys. Me and Bill and Mike all went to Blue Island. And we went to the Rock Island Public House. We spent an entire show there. Remember, that show and every episode of Southside Pod is on demand on any podcast player. You can tell Alexa to play it. You can just go as well to Southside Pod. But we all got to leave the 9-foot homemade oak bar here in my basement and go out to somebody else's bar. It's a really cool place, and I'm going to share a little bit of that episode right now with you. Check out my moment of 2021 in Blue Island at Rock Island Public House. You have a drive-in movie theater out there that's really interesting. Tell me how that came about. Is it pandemic-based, and does it stay after the pandemic's over?
Yes. So that was actually Jerry in the kitchen that came up with that idea. So it's 100% his, and it was, October?
Something like that.
I think we were able to have people inside, or we were not, and it was trying to figure out a way.
We were here around that time. I remember we popped in there.
Because our first drive-in was Halloween weekend.
Okay.
And it was kind of just like, what is something that we can do that people will feel safe, still come out, support, do you know what I mean? And just kind of just give people an option of something to do. And now we're just rolling with it, and it's great. And our bartender Mike does a lot of movie curation. He works
programming.
With, who does he work?
He works a lot with he works with Daily Grindhouse, which handles a lot of like B movie stuff. Yeah. He's worked with the Music Box.
Right.
Mike's editor for Grindhouse goes to all the B movie festivals. I don't give a shit about film. If I see a movie a year, it's a hell of a year for me.
I know you don't care about film because I have seen an awful lot of really bad movies on your screen while I sit here and drink. Is it like on purpose that you're showing?
Bad, or are they good because they're bad?
No, they're the B movies that you're I saw a zombie movie that looked like it was made in somebody's garage the other night when I was in here.
At Christmas time we did what?
Die Hard.
Home Alone.
Well, that's the greatest Christmas movie ever made, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Well, it's the second greatest Christmas
What's the
movie.
greatest one?
Christmas.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life. It's still the greatest Christmas.
And-
Shut your face.
And so, I agree with Mike.
I go Die Hard, Gremlins, It's a Wonderful Life.
We
That's
did
where I go.
Gremlins.
We
And we did Gremlins.
Yes,
We
yeah, of
did.
course,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Same top three, just in a different
Right.
order. That's
Yeah.
all.
And then, and actually, on Christmas Eve, we did the
Star Wars.
Christmas special.
Nice.
B. Arthur. Oh my God! The Jefferson Starship.
Yes.
B. Arthur.
It's fantastic.
You meet Chewbacca's whole family. It is horrendous. And I mean, like the four of us that were here because I am the miserable f***er who makes somebody work on Christmas Eve, and we stand.
All
here,
right,
if you-
Scrooge.
if you recall, it snowed.
Gave them all one piece of
A
coal
little bit. Right. And it was advice.
to share.
Right.
All right, listen, I got to ask you this. If somebody's never been here before,
Sure.
because we get a lot of people at, like people in Blue Island, when they see this show, they're going to be like, I know that place. I go in there, right?
Right.
But you might get people that want to explore. And I
Sure.
think right now, one of the things that I say with my wife is, when she goes, let's go out tonight, I go, do you want to try a place we haven't been to yet because we don't know what it's like during this whole thing that's going on? Or do you want to go to a place that I've been to already? And I think I lean to the places I know what it's going to be like
Sure.
when I walk
It's
into
very
places and
Southside.
what
It's
they're all
comforting.
about.
I
So-
don't want to try new things.
give me what people should expect and what's the big thing that people should like the most if they walk in here. What do you hear from your customers? They go, this is the best thing about Rock Island Public House.
That's a great question.
That's why I have a podcast.
That's why you have a
I
podcast.
I ask
Right.
amazing questions.
Right. Yeah.
I'd say 2 words: Kiss Pinball.
Right.
Great machine. I'm an arcade guy.
There is Kiss Pinball.
I love pinball.
and that's so okay. Well, yeah, that's okay. Let's jump off there. So one of the things the thing that kind of stands out the most, I think, for a lot of first timer is it's not what we do, it's what we don't do, and what we don't do is Miller, Bud, and Coors. So no. But
I told Bill, I'm like, I'm buying the night, and he goes, really? And he goes, get me something that's close to a light beer.
I'm not a connoisseur, but it makes me branch out. You know?
No.
Sometimes
No,
it's
no.
comfortable to be uncomfortable. That's fine.
No, and that's the thing is that no, we're not doing it to be a dick, but part of what we wanted to do was we wanted to be a bar that helps support other small businesses. Now, Miller, Bud, and Coors are doing just fine.
Right.
And they don't necessarily need me.
And on tap, you've got Blue Island Beer Company.
Oh,
You've got one of
absolutely.
their beers, and they're right up the block.
Absolutely.
So you're clearly supporting local businesses.
We wanted to be a small business built to help support other small businesses. So for our Miller, Bud, Coors drinkers, and my father-in-law is a staunch one, we will always have something to accommodate that palate. Absolutely.
Or cans of old style hams and
Or PBR. Yes.
Style, yeah, baby!
Yeah. No, we're not savages. I mean, but it's, it's definitely either outhouse or penthouse. And yes, those 4 cans of PBR old style.
savages.
I mean, old style reminds everybody of the South Side about their father, so
Yeah.
that's totally cool.
It's
True.
my dad drinks
And
when he-
Hams
Yeah.
reminds you of that weird uncle that lived in Wisconsin
Right.
in the woods and had
Right.
3 dogs.
Right. Right.
So if I'm coming
he
to
was always single.
if I'm coming to riff and not getting a beer, what kind of drink am I?
Listen, have an old fashioned.
old fashioned?
You know,
I saw your old fashioned. I want an old fashioned before we leave because
Sure.
I saw you roll
Get an
up with that.
old-fashioned.
That was my COVID lockdown drink. I was making old fashions all the time. You rolled up with that, Dave. I want an old fashioned.
we'll get
some more. As soon as we're done, we're gonna. Guys, again, thank you so much for joining us. Rock Island Public House. Give the address so people can find it.
So
real
it's
quick.
13328 Old Western Avenue,
Right.
OLDE. Old,
Yeah.
not new.
And OLDE.
Right.
OLD.
Yeah, it's so
That makes it older.
right. So basically, for all the Southsiders, when you're going down Western and you go over the Calsag, if you take the right, that's Old Western Avenue.
You got that thing right there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's it.
All right, we're at Rock Island Public House. Check this place out. Great rotating beer list. Mike is empty. Bill is empty.
Let's get some old fashions.
I was
over
talking
here.
too much. Old fashions all around.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod!
It's the Southside Pod.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod!
It's the Southside Pod.
OMG!
OMG!
It's the SSP!
It's the SSP.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod!
It's the Southside Pod. You know, there were 2 hippopotamuses that contracted COVID a couple weeks ago.
No way.
That's a true
Is it
story.
hippopotamuses?
Yeah, it was
Hippopotami?
I
I
want
don't
to say
think it's
that.
hippopotami.
No, it's hippopotamus.
Hippopotami.
Potawatomi Casino?
all I know is that like I think it's just hysterical. Like now with the news, you know, they always have like those little kickers at the end, right? And things have gotten so ridiculous in the last like almost 2 years now that the kicker I saw the other night on the news was that two hippopotamuses, two hippos.
Two hippos.
Thank God, I can't even say that.
Tested positive for COVID, but were
Why
asymptomatic.
are we testing hippos for COVID?
And they were asymptomatic. And I was like, who looked at the hippos and said,
Thank God they're asymptomatic.
should we use a couple of... Remember when you couldn't find a test?
Asymptomatic hippopotamus, by the way, is extremely hard to say.
Let's think back to a time when they couldn't find any test. Remember that back then? It was like, you can't... Now we have so many that a guy's like, you know what?
We got too many. What do we do?
Test everything.
Test the hippos.
A couple hippos over there. You want to get them? Sure. You got to be careful when you're testing hippos because they're extreme. They're like one of the world's most dangerous animals. Did you know that?
Yeah. And I'm sure when they have COVID, they're really ticked off.
Hippopotamus. 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 I'm a hippopotamus. I like swimming, but I'm dangerous. If you get too close to me, I might just bite your feet. Hippopotamus. 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 I'm a hippopotamus. I'm fat and I'm dangerous. If you don't understand, I might just bite your hand. Hippopotamus. 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 I'm a hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. I'm a hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. I'm a hippopotamus.
This show is definitely going over 30 minutes. I can see it right here on the timer. But don't worry about it because we weren't even around last week, so a little extra won't hurt anyone. It gives me a chance to tell you a little bit about Double Play Saloon, our good friends out in Blue Island. New Year's Eve at Double Play, no package, no commitment. Forget amateur hour. Forget spending a bunch of money and then showing up and finding out you're not getting what you thought you paid for, but it's too late because it's New Year's Eve and you have nowhere else to go. Instead, go to Double Play Saloon. Cash bar, ball drop, fireworks show at midnight, 21 and over, no BS. Hit up Double Play Saloon, a great spot in Blue Island. They are definitely a darts bar. There is a darts league coming up, Handicap Darts League. Games are played every Thursday at 7:30. There's also a Sunday Beanbag League. Both seasons start in February, but you can sign up now. Call or text Tommy for details at 773-574-0992. And remember, daily at Double Play, $5 basket lunch specials, $13 Miller and Bud family buckets, 13011 Western Avenue in Blue Island, Double Play Saloon. I would never normally tell a ridiculous story about me shopping during Christmas because we all have terribly ridiculous stories while shopping during Christmas.
But let me guess. You're going to tell it.
I am.
Yeah. Here we go again, Bill.
First of all, I hate all of humanity by the time that Christmas shopping season is over.
Welcome to my world.
I hate everybody.
Well, January 1st, right? Bill doesn't discriminate.
I dislike the entire human race by the time it is over. Why is it that people forget how to operate their car while they're driving around? Especially, I went to Orland Mall.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it was at least better than Ridge Mall. Ridge Mall was a massive humanity, and I felt like I was in a queue at Disney World trying to walk through the thing. I mean, it was like wall-to-wall people, shoulder to shoulder. Every place it seemed like in Ridge Mall, they had an extra line that you had to get into just to walk in there and realize they don't have what you want.
Correct.
And it was like, I was like, what am I in the mall for? Like, I can't do this. This is insane, right? It's terrible. But I went out to Orland, and when you go out to the Orland area, you kind of drive around, and there's plenty of other places you go. Like I went to Dick's. Going to Dick's Sporting Good, I took care of like 3-4 things, right?
Sure,
I headed over to the Golf Galaxy because I got that's over by
There's some
159th.
options.
A couple things like that. The
Get
Best
options.
Buy's there. I need to go get some electronics or somebody like I could bounce around. I did go into the mall, but I felt like as I was walking around the mall, I was just like, most of the stuff I could have bought online, there's way too many people and they're all annoying. Like I just thought there's too many people. But driving my car, that was the thing that I just
People
don't
don't know
understand.
how to operate a vehicle.
They
like you just
forget
said.
how to do it. So I pull up to get out of the mall. I decided we're done. We finished everything. There's a couple of things that I might want to add, but I'm like, we can get that online. I can look for that this week. We're done. It's the weekend before Christmas. I'm like, we're done, right? Okay. And I pull up and all I'm at is at a stop sign, trying to pull out onto LaGrange Road, pulling out where the Olive Garden is there.
Yeah.
Okay. That I was coming out of the parking lot where that was. And it's just a stop sign.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is just wait for enough room to pull out and pull out on the LaGrange Road. That's all you got to do.
You
All
waited.
you got to do.
You waited.
And I'm behind
You can't
an-
wait for stupidity.
And
You
I'm
just have to
behind
make it happen.
I'm behind a truck that
now here's
has
the
a
problem.
bumper sticker on it
Oh no.
that says "Vaccinate your crotch monsters" with a giant needle on it.
Like a kid they're talking about?
And I guess that's what a crotch monster is. Vaccinate your crotch monsters. Whenever I see somebody with a bumper sticker like that, I realize they're a terrible driver. If you have a joke bumper sticker, you're a bad driver.
If you have the word crotch on your
Studies
vehicle.
have proven that.
If you have the word crotch on your vehicle, you're a bad driver. In fact, here's my first point I want to make here. If you're going to put something ridiculous on your car, you should be a good driver because you've already called attention to yourself.
Correct.
So now we're all watching you be unable to make a right turn into traffic. It gets to the point where people are backed up from that stop sign all the way back through the parking lot and it's curved around. And the guy can't pull the trigger and pull out onto the road. I've hit the horn. I'm sitting there like, you've got to be kidding me. And eventually I see an opening. I had to go into oncoming traffic.
You were going the wrong way.
I had to go the wrong way, pull through around him, and jump out into the middle lane. And as I do it, I can see the shocked look on his face.
Yeah.
And I was like, he'll be there for the next hour.
Yeah.
I don't understand
You have to do that,
Folks, if you're bad at driving, Uber to the mall or use Amazon. Don't go out there on the busiest weekend of the year when everybody's out there.
Right.
You already know you can't do it.
Do
Why
they
are
know
you
that
out
they're
there?
bad though?
I think most bad drivers are oblivious to the
I
fact
don't know.
that they're bad
Erica's
drivers.
terrible and she knows.
They think you're the bad
Well,
one.
Erica's terrible at driving and she
That's
knows.
because we tell her.
My wife knows that.
Right, we-
repeatedly.
I tell her it all the time.
Erica,
You're
how's
awful
your
at
terrible
this.
driving going? That's
So
how I
crotch
greet her.
monster, according to Urban Dictionary, is just a child.
Right. He could have just said vaccinate your children.
Right.
Again,
Less letters.
none of your business. But I mean, like, why did you put it on your truck? But then you went another step and you went with a neon purple, like script written bumper sticker that took up half of your back windshield that said "crotch monster" in big letters.
I've gotten out of my vehicle and knocked on their window and let them know how to drive. It doesn't go well.
No, people don't like that.
No. But
Did
it's
you
like,
leave your
it's-
gun in the car or did you bring it up to the window
Yeah, it's
with
like-
you?
What happens if somebody shoots you? What happens?
Excuse me,
what
ma'am.
happens if somebody shoots you?
This is a stop sign. How this works is you're going to stop momentarily. You're going to wait for safety, and then you're going to proceed.
It's not a park sign.
If you can't make a left, make a right, and then you can make a left further down the road.
This is something I've told my daughter when I teach her how to drive. When I'm in the car with her, and she still hasn't gotten her license yet because she's lazy. This is what I tell her. It's a stop sign. It's not a park sign. Once you've stopped and you feel the whole vehicle rock and you've made a successful stop,
Right.
you must then make a decision and move forward.
Correct.
The other
Yes.
cars are going to keep pausing and
They will
going
take
through
advantage of
and
you,
yes.
and they'll leave you there if you don't drive. And the guy behind
don't
you
wait for you.
is
They
going to
don't wanna
lose
hit
his
you, by
mind.
the way.
Right? They don't want to hit you.
They don't want to hit you.
So
But
just
they don't wanna wait
make
for
a
you.
decision and go.
Get your nose out there
right.
and get out there.
Right. If you start inching out,
Someone's going to stop.
somebody's going to let you in.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to have an accident
I keep saying
at 2
this
miles an
whole
hour.
year, and my wife's like, "You're gonna get shot. You're gonna get shot." But I keep calling. I'm like, every time I give a decision, like you just said in traffic, I said, "This is the year of Bill." I'm like, I don't care about anyone else. Like, I stopped. There's 4 people there. It's my turn. You know.
Thank you for listening to see what's happening on the Southside Pod. On the Southside Pod. Join us again and be sure to tell a friend about the Southside Pod. About the Southside Pod. All things about the neighborhood we live in. All things about the places that we go. It's the best side, of Chicago, the South Side Pod.
The year of Bill. Well, this could be the new year of Bill.
I don't know.
You have another year.
This
Year of
didn't
Bill
work-
Part 2?
This year didn't work out so well.
2022 might be the real year of Bill. That could have been the prelude to the year of Bill.
You know, 2021 was not as bad as 2020, but
Yeah, you know what? When you compare them,
right. It was
much better year.
Much better year.
Much better year.
And who knows what's going to happen in 2022, but all we know is that
Asteroid.
2021 was kind of the year of the Southside Pod.
Yeah, it was.
We started, we grew. You know, it's like we were in our infancy, we were our toddler stage where we kind of stumbled a couple times.
We convinced village officials from like Palos and Lemont and Blue Island like that we actually were reputable.
Right.
Like we tricked people basically.
We went through like a whole like
We got James Van Osdale on board. Remember that?
JVO.
JVO.
We're like friends now.
Right. We're like buddies. I mean, we have never met him in person, but I mean, we're buddies.
But
Like, yeah.
basically.
Yes. We're Facebook friends.
But I wanted to take this moment here to thank our listeners from the South Side. And not just the South Side of Chicago, you guys are a big help, but all the surrounding suburbs, all the brewers, all the restaurants, everyone that has contributed to the South Side, all our guests, we just want to say sincere thank you from Chris Lanuti, from Acoustic Mike, and from myself, Bill. Thank you. And I hope that you have a prosperous 2022, and I hope you remember us, and I hope that we're a part of it. So invite us in. Invite us out. You want to grab a beer with us? Hell, Chris is buying, right? Are you buying?
Yeah, I'll buy.
All right, one. We'll buy one.
One.
Right.
For one person. That's it. I'm not buying one for the whole South Side.
Now there's a promotion. One beer for every member of the South Side
Oh my God.
who responds by a certain time on your website.
And knows the secret
And
password.
knows the secret password.
That I'm never
right.
giving
That
out.
you're never giving out. Right. In all seriousness, no, we really want to thank you because you've helped us grow. You've helped us become a major podcast on the South Side, a major player in the game, as they say. And we like being part of your, drive home, drive to work, dinner time.
Maybe when they're
listening.
taking a bath.
Maybe when you're taking a nice bath.
Maybe people like
Right.
they ease into the weekend.
I hope you like to listen to my voice when you're in the bath. So grab that shampoo and lather up. Because it's going to be a hell of a 2022. So thank you again. It's the Southside Pod, and we'll see you next year, everybody! Woo! 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 Ow! 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 They're taking a nice bath. Relax.
I'm sorry.